Hello Blues fans and welcome back to the channel. It's a Tuesday morning and it feels like it's been a long week already. It's only going to get worse as we go into Saturday morning in the build up to the 12:30 kick-off against Norwich City at St Andrews at Knighthead Park. Yeah, it's a mess, and it's not pretty thinking. It's not pretty viewing when you see we're a point off safety with the game to go and not even a draw will save us. Even if Plymouth lose, Plymouth lose by like a normal scoreline. Plymouth need to lose by about 4 goals, and we need to draw in order to stay up with that kind of outcome. So yeah, it's at the moment, I'm sure the same as every Blues fan, every single scenario is running through everyone's heads. We're recalling past memories. We're recalling past moments. In this shirt in particular, looking back to 2018, a 3-1 victory over Fulham, which kept us up on the final day. A Fulham side, which are a similar situation to that of Norwich City, but not quite. A Fulham side that were on for automatic promotion, and we just went and smashed them. And that was under Gary Monk, and Gary Monk's football can be compared similarly to Gary Rowett's football. But the football that we're experiencing now, I tell you, is not Gary Rowett football. It's just not. The football that I remember from, maybe I'm a bit deluded, but the football I remember from when I was 12, 13 was not this kind of football. It was better. And yes, it was defensive, it was pragmatic, but we looked good going forward. We looked good on the counter-attack. We had time and not the ability to allow players such as Magoma, David Cottrell, dodgy guy, and Damari Gray to be able to flourish in, and John Terrell, for example, in a system which benefited them on the counter attack. And sometimes we play nice football. We'd score really good goals, and that was helped by having 2 midfield sitters. You'd have Gleeson and you'd have Kiftnbeld. We don't have that at the moment, and Rowett's kind of using what he's got. It's a different situation. Back then, we're kind of chasing the playoffs, pushing top half, and now Rowett's been brought in with 8 games to go, trying to give himself a bit of a boost in his reputation, looking for a job. He can't do much wrong, can Gary Rowett, to be honest. No one's going to blame him for taking Blues down. He's come in to a very toxic situation, trying to keep a squad of players who look like they can't be arsed in the division, and it's proving to be a tough task, and a tougher task than what most of us thought it would be when Gary Rowett was brought back through the door. We haven't seen the same style of attacking play that we did under Rowett in 2015, 2016. We haven't seen, we've seen a bit better defensive performances, but we're still making mistakes. You look at the goal that we conceded against Huddersfield on the weekend. It's just sloppy from the kickoff at half time, and you didn't get that before. And this is from a core of players who have caused their own downfall this season from poor performance, not just poor performances, but a lack of concentration, lack of fight, poor mentality, lack of leadership amongst any of them. That goes to the senior players such as John Ruddy. The bloke never takes accountability for his own mistakes. He's always trying to blame someone else, whether it's the grass or whether it's Lee Buchanan for not controlling a ball that's above his head and should have been played to his feet. No one takes accountability for their own mistakes in this team, and it shoots us in the foot time and time again. You look at the Huddersfield goal against on the weekend, and we go into the game on the weekend. We score a decent goal. Great work from Keshi Anderson. Across the box to Miyoshi, who puts a great first time finish into the far corner. Great stuff. We go into half time, 1-0 up, thinking, okay, we're going to build on this. We're going to go get 3 points. We're going to go push ourselves towards safety and outside the relegation zone and give ourselves a great chance on the final day. But no, 2 minutes into the half, we decide to have a massive, massive gap in between our midfield and defence. Sunjic allows his man to go and bomb past Buchanan, leaves Buchanan all over the place. You got Keshi Anderson not tracking back, and then you got Sanderson running off into the crowd, pointing at who's behind him, leaving a massive gap on the penalty spot for their player to just put put home and net past Ruddy, which albeit isn't hard this season, is it? And yeah, shoot ourselves in the foot, and from there, it's a different game to what it could have been. You keep Huddersfield out of the game for 10 minutes and they get desperate. They know they need to win on the weekend, and we couldn't just keep them out for 5 more minutes. And there we go. We've shot ourselves in the foot. Rotherham, we missed chances. We got unlucky with the refereeing, with the linesman's decision. 9 times out of 10, they're not given, as I said before. But for once, a referee in the EFL has made a correct decision, and what to do? It's gone against us. So yeah, what can we say? Nothing's falling for us at the moment, and we're not helping ourselves. We're not taking chances. We're not creating enough chances. When we do create the chances, most of the time we're missing them. You look at Miyoshi's chance in the 90th minute against Rotherham. Chance has gone. And yeah, we're in a very, very difficult position. And I hark back to the team that beat Fulham under Gary Monk in 2018 and the team that beat Huddersfield, a team managed by David Wagner, the Norwich City manager, in 2017, with 10 men, a playoff chasing team, albeit yes, they did rest 11 players that day. However, the character that team had, the fight, they might not have been the best quality players, but they showed togetherness. They knew what they had to do, and they went and got it. Now, the only saving grace for our players is that we win every time we have a sellout at St Andrews, but history tells us that doesn't mean anything, and it's all going to go pear-shaped on Saturday. Where Norwich come to town, they're still fighting for something. Yes, playoffs are pretty much secured, but they're going to want to secure 5th and play Southampton rather than Leeds. At least that's what I'd rather have if I was a Norwich fan, but I'm not. I'm a Blues fan. I'm currently thinking, how the hell are we going to get out of our situation? And there's currently about four options for us to do. The most certain one is that we need to win. However, if we don't win, we need to draw and then hope Plymouth, who are a point ahead of us, get battered by 4 goals. It's not going to happen. So the only way we're going to get out of this is by a win. Someone needs to score a goal. How poetic would it be if Jay Sansfield was to score the winner for us, Plymouth lose, and he relegates his most hated team, the fans that despise him, the fans that take the piss out of his dad, and it's terrible. How poetic would that be for Jay Stansfield to send them down? There's so many scenarios that we can have here. Djukovic to come on in the last 20 minutes and score a winner for Blues on his last ever appearance for the club after being here for 9 years or 8 years. And yeah, how great would that have been? But we've said these situations over and over again, and they're just not coming to be. We're relying on Dukey and we're relying on Stansfield. The rest of the squad, you can't rely on them at all. We're relying on a 35-year-old bloke who's crocked, forced himself back from injury just to have an involvement in these last 2 games. The bloke can't move, and it's sad to see, but that's what we're relying on. We're relying on a 19-year-old kid to save us, who's probably not going to be here next season. We might get him, but I doubt it, because we'll have to sell him the dream all over again that we're never going to be in this position. So on to the other results that we need to go in our favour. We need Blackburn to lose against Leicester. We need Plymouth to lose against Hull. We need who else is down there? Sheffield Wednesday to lose, and it's just, is it going to happen? I don't know. I back Sheffield personally. I'm going to back Sheffield Wednesday to win. I've said for a long time now. I've got a mate at uni who's a Wednesday fan. Since they beat us, I saw some fight in them that I just hadn't seen. I haven't seen from the Blues team, and I thought, they're going to stay up here. And that was when they were a long way off, and I thought, that there's something going on. And Danny Roll's done an incredible job, and they're going to be fine. Now, what I would love to see is for John Eustace to have taken over a Blackburn side, the 31-goal season striker, and relegate them. Just to shut up some Blues fans who keep going back to Eustace was the biggest mistake, and that it's made us get relegated. It hasn't made us get relegated. There's several factors, which I'll do a comprehensive review on after the season's over, and we'll see where we went wrong. But enough about Eustace. I can't see Blackburn beating Leicester. I can't see them picking up a point against Leicester. They're going to be on for the title. Well, they've already won the title, but they're going to want 100 points, surely. Surely they're going to want 100 points. You bloody hope so. So, yeah. And then there goes Plymouth. Hull, I just hope that they're going to go all out and try and get playoffs. And Plymouth, it's just going to be too much for them in their first season back in the Championship. And Hull, hopefully, will pip West Brom to the post and get playoffs. That's the dream situation, and Blues are going to win, and we're going to climb out the table. It's going to be all nice and calm, and it's like it never happened. It's not going to be like that. There's going to be twists, turns. The signal in St Andrews is terrible, so going on your phone's going to be a nightmare. So it's going to be phone calls every 5 minutes to people back home, trying to get updates on the scores and what's going on. It's going to be an absolute mess. Even more of a mess than what Blues Twitter's been this week. Man, what is going on? So yesterday we have a bloke who's, I don't even know how to put it, he's publicly open about his furry fetish. No, I am not mistaken. He has he's ordered and published this on his public account on X, a Lola Bunny sex toy from the 2000s movie Space Jam, and has been ridiculed for it online. Plenty of Blues fans turned on another Blues fan for having this thing. It's funny, nothing against it. You do as you please. However, we can't have a normal week on Blues social media, can we? And yeah, it gets worse when you see the comments and the replies. People ask him, has he had, touchy-feely time with this bunny? And he says, yes, he has. But the missus wasn't very happy about it. And you're like, oh my God, the bloke's touched up a bunny. And that's very, very concerning. So here's Blues fans. We might bring some blow-up carrots to the game. Norwich fans are going to think, what is going on? And yeah, it can't get any more weird. We can't just have one normal week on Blues Twitter, can we? Or X, as we now have to call it. Something has to come up. So Lola Bunny Man has been the highlight of the week so far, albeit a concerning highlight, with being a toy that costs between £500 to £1,000, and is built with comes in three separate sized breast packages, and it's a built-in sex toy. Use your imagination. It's concerning, put it that way. All the details are over on X. All the screenshots of how you can order this thing. It's dodgy business. And this bloke really, if he's a Blues fan, should really be focusing on 12:30. God knows what he's going to do in the morning before hopefully he doesn't go to the game. But before he goes to the game, what's he going to do? Is he going to have like a little lucky session with his bunny? Who knows? But on to Saturday. And Friday night, I don't know if I'll be able to sleep. I've got to get an early train, 8 o'clock train from Nottingham to Birmingham, and be there. Will I miss it? I don't know. Will it be better if I miss it? I don't know. It's just, I don't know if I'll be able to sleep that night. It's you go to bed and all you're thinking about is, what's the situation going to be? And then you're thinking, why are we being put on Sky? And for the whole country to see us potentially get relegated, or for the whole country to see us pitch invade after the game and celebrate like we've just won the league. No, that can't happen. That cannot happen. We cannot pitch invade after staying up in the league. This is not something to celebrate. We need to sit in our seats, watch the players walk round, don't even clap them off. Give Dukey, Stansfield a good reception. The rest of them off. No, don't want to see them again. That's it. They haven't, unless they're going to come out, publicly apologise for the season and say where it's gone wrong, why it's gone wrong. Don't want to hear off any of them. And I'd rather sit in my seat, watch them do a lap of honour, and just sit there. And they'll be so confused by it, but it's what they'll deserve, and it's what they should get. But instead, you're going to have some happy clappy fans who are going to go, oh, well done for staying up in the league, which they should have finished comfortably mid-table with the talent they've got, but their mentality's wrong. And as I've said, they've let themselves down. They're letting the fans down, and we cannot sit there and after the 90 minutes and give back to them what they haven't given to us. We can't show them appreciation because they haven't appreciated the fans as much as they'll say it. They haven't shown it. And for 90 minutes, I hope that the fans get behind them and applaud them. No booing, no nothing. Just, yeah, let's get behind them. But after the game, any fan can do as they please. Just let's go into that game with a positive mindset and like we're going to win the game, and we can talk about the ramifications and where that leaves us and who's to blame after the 90 minutes. And we can go to the pub, sit down, drink it off, wake up on Sunday morning and think, oh my God, what's just happened for the last 8 months? So how are we going to line up on Saturday? What would I like to see? Now, John Ruddy in goal, unfortunately. Right back, Cody Drammer. I've had enough of Laird, and he's raising the crowd up. No, his performances haven't been on it, but I know Laird's going to start, so we'll slap Laird in. But yeah, I'd rather see Cody Drammer being a bit more solid. Next to him, we're going to have drink driving Sanderson. Let's hope he's not been on the piss on Friday night. Otherwise, we might as well call it a day. So yeah, that's another week on Blues Twitter. Last week, it's just gone. Yeah, this is what I mean. You can't just have a normal week. We've got drunk driving Sanderson, and then we got bloody Bunny Man. Like, yeah. So, next to him, it's going to be Sanderson. Although I don't like him, I'd start Mark Roberts. Although I'm predicting it's going to be Sanderson. But I'm saying I'd like Mark Roberts in the team. Just, yeah. Next to him, I'd go with Bielik. I think he's had his best games for us this season, more recently especially. Apart from the one, one not so long ago, but he's had his best games for us this season, like under Rowett especially, and signs under Mowbray at centre back. So I'd put him in there just for the composure that he gives, a bit of composure for Sanderson. So hopefully he doesn't cock up, and he can calm his feet after his night out on the town on Friday. And then Lee Buchanan at left back, our player of the season. I would argue, Mr. Consistent, Lee Buchanan. In front of him, it's going to be Ivan Sunjic. Explained itself. We need a bit of a destroyer, someone to lay a foot in on the Norwich player within the first 5 minutes and let us know we're there, get us up for a game, basically, get the fans involved and get us going. Next to him, a player who's been exiled from the team, don't know why, Jordan James. We need to try, if we're going to go down to League One, we need to try and get the most amount of games and most amount of time out of him as possible so we get the biggest amount of money. Jordan James starts next to Ivan Sunjic to play a deeper role so he can get the ball off the defence and spray some balls around it, which he's shown that's what he's good at. He played there under Rooney when he first came into the side, and hey presto, it worked like a charm. But under Mowbray, under Rowett, under Venus, he's been shipped out on the left, and he's not where he should be. Play him as a deep playmaking midfielder, sound. And then in front of him, this is where we get a bit interesting. And yeah, I'm gonna go. I'd like to say that we'd go with 2 strikers, and in an ideal world, I'd start Djukovic up top. If he was fit enough, with Stansfield kind of in behind, they can play off each other. A few of Stansfield's goals this season have come from Duke knockdowns or long balls over the top, which has allowed him to run on, first time finishing to the top corner. It's what we need, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'd love to see it, but I don't think it's going to happen. We need Sariki Dembele out on the wing. We need Koji Miyoshi out on the wing. They have to play. They're our goal threats. Koji Miyoshi has stepped up big time this season. He's proven his worth. He's shown what he can be about. Time for one more performance. Sariki Dembele, he's got a point to prove. Is he going to be around next season? He needs to show something. He needs to show something. He needs to show some guts, and he needs to be in the team. Bakuna, as frustrating as he can be, we need to get our best talent out on that pitch. And Bakuna and Dembele have that talent. It's whether we can go 90 minutes with them and carrying these 2 players who run the risk of not tracking back and putting in a defensive shift. Whether they will or not is up for debate, and I've questioned it several times this season, but we need our best attacking talent out on the pitch. We can't waste 45 minutes in the situation that we're in. The job needs to be done in the first 45 so that we can build on it in the last. And yeah, for me, that's how we're going to start with, Stansfield just in front of the attacking trio of Bakuna, Dembele and Miyoshi, in whichever kind of position they want to fill themselves, just do a job. That's it. The players just need to go out and do a job. Juki comes on, sees out his last game at Blues. Hopefully he stays on at the club in some capacity. You know, he might be injured, like too injured to carry on. He might retire and pick up a coaching role. Who cares? But that man deserves, in whatever scenario plays out, he deserves a clap off the pitch. If we're going to sub him on in the 65th minute or the 70th minute, let's sub him off in the 85th if it's not going to go well, just so he gets a round of applause. Because if there's one man who doesn't deserve to be booed off, it's Lukas Djukovic. So, score predictions. I think we're going to win. No, genuinely, I do. I've got a weirdly kind of good feeling about this game. I think we're going to win. It's just whether the other teams around us are going to do us a favour for once, which hasn't happened this season. And we haven't done ourselves any favours. It's about time that we do. We need to win. The win's the only way out of this. And yeah, we'll see where it gets us. I believe it's going to be 2-0 Blues. We're going to keep a clean sheet and Djukovic is going to be the hero. I've got it all planned out in my head. Let's see if it happens or not. I will see you again after the final whistle. Probably on Monday after whatever's gone down has kind of calmed down in my head, and we'll see where we're at. So that's kind of my reflections on the last few games, preview towards Norwich, what needs to happen, and let's just bloody hope we don't go down, because mentally it's just gonna mess everyone up. We can't have it. And so yeah, no League One, it's got to be Championship, and we got to build again. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to keep right on to the end of the road, as we will do on Saturday, and stay forever true to the Royal Blue. Bring on a performance back in 2018 against Fulham. In a bit.